Hello, my name's Richard, and today I'm going to show you how to make your very own puppet. Here at Topsy Turvy, we love puppets of all kinds. There are sock puppets, there are puppets attached to strings, there are hand puppets that you put your hand inside. But today I'm going to show you a really easy one to make, because today we're going to be making rod puppets. But before we do that, did you know that the oldest puppet ever discovered was over 28,000 years old? I know, so puppets have been around for a very long time. Now, before we start making, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to make each puppet. You will need a pair of scissors, some card cut into the shape of your puppet, and make sure you have two of the same shape. A hole punch, some split pins to fasten paper together, skewers, sellotape, and some card, string, and some pens or pencils to colour in and design your puppet. Okay, now that you have all of your stuff together, it's time to start making. So the first thing you need to do is decide on what shape you want your puppet to be. I've decided I want the shape of a person. Now I got this shape from the internet and I printed it out twice and cut around so I have two of the same shape. If you're using scissors, make sure you have got an adult to help you. So put one to the side, take your puppet and decide which part of your puppet you want to be able to move. I'm going to decide I want its leg to move. So I'm going to start by chopping off its leg, but don't worry, it's not going to hurt. So take some scissors and cut off the leg in one straight line. You can see I've got a leg and I've got a puppet with one leg, and I've cut the leg off in a straight line. You can take this leg and put it to the side because you won't need it anymore. So now you take the other outline, and on the same leg you're going to cut around it too. But it's really important that you put some space above. So for example, I'm going to draw a semicircle that goes above where I've cut the other leg off. Now that's important because you're going to put a hole through this and through your puppet and fasten them together. If you cut it straight, you won't have anything to attach it to and she's going to have a really short leg. So cut this out very carefully. And this puppet can be discarded to the side. So now you should have one puppet with a straight cut and another leg with a semicircle on top. You're going to take the leg and put it behind the puppet. Then you line up the leg to where you think it looks as it should. I think about there. Then you will take a hole punch and punch a hole through both sides. A little bit like this. And make sure the hole is in the semicircle above the leg. So you should have a leg with a hole in it and a puppet with a hole in it. Then you line up the holes and simply take a split pin, put it through the front of your puppet to the back, and then open up the legs, and voila, you now have a puppet whose leg moves. Now it is called a rod puppet after all, so it's now time to attach the rods. From behind the puppet, you're going to take one rod and you're going to stick it to the back of the limb that is moving. In my case, it's the leg. So I'm going to take some sticky tape and attach it at a slight angle to my leg. There you go. you can hold this rod and make her kick. And next up, we take another rod and we attach it to the back. This is the rod that we're going to hold to keep our puppet steady. Now, I suggest that you attach the rod through and up the other leg, just so it's disguised and you see as little of the stick as possible, because if you put it in the middle, you'll be able to see it. So through the leg, so it's nice and disguised. And I'm going to use 2 bits of tape this time to make sure it's nice and secure. And there we go. You can hold the rod in one hand and use your other hand to move the limb. Now, I suggest that you only make one of the limbs move at a time on each of your puppets. So one of your hands will hold one of the rods steady and the other hand will move the limb. Just looking a little bit blank. So I think it's about time that we design our puppet. And here we go. And here's my design. So I've given her some curly hair with some string that I found. I drew her a nice smiley face. There's a nice stripy dress and her leg kicks. I've even gone one step further and I've designed her a football that she can kick. So she can enter, she can kick the ball and it can fly into the air. I've also made her a friend. He looks a little bit shocked. He's got spiky red hair, some stripy shorts, and a big shocked face. And he can wave. Now, these rod puppets are really good at doing shadow puppetry. That is when you shine a bright light in front of them onto a wall or a piece of fabric and they cast a shadow and you can tell lots of interesting stories with them. She can kick her football and you'll see the shadow of it. Or maybe he's waving for help. Or maybe they're all dancing together. So you can tell lots of different stories with your shadow puppets. Oh, I have really enjoyed making rod puppets today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have. Thank you very much. Goodbye.